They say the best for last. Well, we've got Steve Susman coming up next. Steve, after the government abuses in 2008 and 2009 got too much for Steve and the Susman family to take, Steve Susman decided to get involved. From his launch in 2009's End the Fed speech to his current campaign, Steve has been in the trenches fighting to keep the freedoms we hold dear. He wants to return Texas Congressional District 22 out of the hands of the corporations and back to we the people. I'll just say a little bit more. Steve is a man that is a small businessman. He cares about our freedom. He cares about our Constitution. He cares about our country. And he knows that the Republican incumbent in his district is not going to take care of that. If you want freedom, if you want your country back, if you want your Constitution back, let's welcome and hear and donate and give to Steve Susman. Come on up, Steve.
Hey, thanks guys for coming out tonight. I really appreciate it because we're getting a bigger turnout than last year. Thanks for making all of this possible. Thanks to my buddy Jordan Page. I hope all the little kids are gone, or if not, earmuffs. Because I'm sorry, I'm passionate about, when I get into this, I'm passionate about what I'm saying. I'm passionate about this country. I'm passionate about our rights because our Bill of Rights, our Constitution, our money, our liberty, our freedom are being stolen by people who don't give a damn about you. They don't give a damn about your family or anyone else. All they want is their bank account and more power. When they have enough money, they have more power. We've got to do this by digging a little deeper, doing something about it in 2012. I'm not a bankster-owned guy. I'm not a corporate-owned guy. I've turned down corporate donations because I don't want to be owned by them. I want to be owned by you, the people, and give you your district back. Yeah! A lot of people depend, well, the other guy, he'll help Steve out and he'll give him some money, but they don't do it. So I'm depending on you guys to get behind me. And that's what I need. I need your support. That's being said, let's get into it. Because we got a big government, big military industrialist tyrant who ignores us over in District 22. That man, my enemy, I call him my unrepresentative Pete Olson, or Patriot Act Pete, as we like to call him over there, has done zip, zilt, zero for your rights, and zip, zilt, zero, and even less for the small business person. For those of you who are not familiar with Patriot Act Pete, the unrepresentatives voting record, 2 votes of yay to extend the Patriot Act, 1 vote in favor of H.R. 347, so there goes your First Amendment right. 1 yay for the NDAA. And just his latest work, well, not his latest work, but his co-sponsorship of the CISPA Internet Censorship Bill. So now he can tell you what you can look at and what you cannot look at and what you can upload and download. And I was talking to a constituent here just a few minutes ago who said Pete voted against the amendment to take out 1031, Clause 1031 and 1032 out of the NDAA. So we know where Patriot Act Pete stands. It's time to give him the boot. It's time for to tell old Pete, you need to learn this new phrase, Pete. Want fries with that? Let's get into some of Pete's owners. One being Nalco, the one who made the Corexit that killed all the sea life on the Texas Gulf Coast. And Nalco is in his backyard, and I don't deny anybody the right to make money, but there's a fine company named Alabaster Incorporated in Pasadena that has biodegradable stuff that would have eaten that oil up and not killed and tainted all of our crawfish and all of our seafood. Not to mention his buddies at Halliburton Defense Contractors who are charging we the people $99 to do the laundry for the soldiers that would cost $3 if we did it anywhere else here. 47 bucks for a 6-pack of soda over there, and he's all down with that. And in the state, Mr. Olson is a friend and recipient of Mr. Harold Simmons of Waste Control Services, who have opened up a toxic waste dump that's going to truck in barrels of crap from 36 states to dump on our Texas aquifers. And I was talking about that in 2010, but I was dismissed as a whack job. Well, now it's happening. God help us if a train crashes with that stuff. It's going to kill thousands of people. Thanks, Pete. This list is so long, I could run us out of time and Jordan wouldn't get to play. No. Want to find out what else good old Patriot Act, NDAA, CISPA Pete's about? Check out opensecrets.org. There's no political spin. It'll tell you exactly who owns your representative. I'm not promising any of you an instant solution, but I'm going into DC swinging against the criminal elite on all fronts, or I'm going to die trying. Woo! Unlike my opponent, I'm going to make good on my promise to get the government out of our lives. That starts with an aggressive effort to defund and repeal the crime known as Obamacare. It's gone. Yeah. That's right, no one should be forced at gunpoint to buy a damn thing they don't want. That's not how America works. Not my America. Somehow, I'm just not seeing that in Article 1, Section 8. Nothing about Obamacare. I'm so tired of seeing these scumbag elites in the Beltway thinking they can make laws but not live by them. But it's good enough for us. Well, for you, it's game over. The people who founded our great nation sure as hell didn't come here because they wanted to be watched, scrutinized, told what to do every minute of their lives either. I'm sick of your police state. Our campaign team will be taking every measure possible to get these Nazis known as the TSA out of our airport. Because like Derek said, they led a good fight today to get the TSA off of our buses, and thank God for you, Derek, and the three thinkers. Thank you so much. I want the DHS, another unconstitutional organization, shut down. We will no longer tolerate sexual assault at the airports, not on buses, and I will never allow a Viper team on my Texas highway. Yeah. Violate my fourth, I'll be happy to show you my second. We need to storm the gates in DC, padlock the doors to Congress, tell these criminals, game over, time to go home. Yeah. And while we're at it, stop letting the United Nations stick their evil policy in our nation. Get it out of here. We the people do not want or need programs like Agenda 21 here. Keep your surveillance crap, smart meters off my house. Keep your hands out of my trash. Stay away from my light bulbs. Stop poisoning my sky with geoengineering. Yeah. Most of all, tell your Monsanto puppets to stop messing with our food. Yeah. We don't want Franken food. We want natural food. Yeah. With myself and like-minded people like Zach Grady and another guy named John Fitzgerald I've been talking to out in California, we can get in Washington, D.C. and put a dead stop to these phony carbon taxes and the global warming myth. Sorry, folks, global warming's not science, it's science fiction. And while we're on the subject of the UN and their programs, let me give them a message. Let me tell you, international bands of killers and crooks, I'm serving you your eviction notice. We are the new face of the American representatives. All of you Bilderberg, CFR, trilateral scum, You're hereby notified you're not wanted on our soil. Our patriots, our oath keepers, and our 3% that I'm a proud member of, we're going to take care of you and make that very clear to you real soon. Come down here and try and take our guns. Come get some. We're Texans. We're waiting. Yeah! Let me steal a quote from my friend Arlie Wrights, and I'm going to live by his quote too. I'm not at war. We've got to end these conflicts, these illegal invasions, this tyranny, because Congress has never legally invoked our War Powers Act. They haven't declared war. Our nation is dying literally and figuratively because of these conflicts. Our economy is being drained at the same time our families are being killed. I've had enough, have you?
Yeah!
It should become obvious to all of us now, with all of our forces deployed all over the world, being world policemen, that our rights are being voted away, and something is very wrong here. We're unprotected and we need our people home. And that includes 2 of my nephews that are deployed. I don't want their blood on foreign sands. I want them here, home with their families and their kids. Because all these illegal conflicts, we have more enemies now than ever before. The whole concept known as terrorism is blown up by the Beltway and the corporate media to keep us all paranoid. As your congressman, end and defund that. That's what I'm voting for.
Yeah.
There is nothing more horrible than the waste of innocent lives of both sides, all to make the same banker scumbags rich. It's sick, it's evil, and it must come to an end.
Yeah.
That's right, Glass-Steagall. And let's get to Osama bin Bernanke and, as Gerald Celentes calls, the White Shoe Boys. It's time we have some real money. If we had any representation worth its salt, that's why I go around and you see me on Facebook, unrepresentative, because they don't represent you. If you think they represent you, they don't. They could care less about you. You don't make $500,000 a year. You don't cut them that big check. You're cattle, you're sheep to them. It's time to put an end to their employment and their golden parachute. As your congressman, I'll go there, and I think it's an honor to serve my country, and I'll take my salary for whatever term, because I don't want to be there more than 1 or 2 terms. After that, send me my money, I'll send it right back to the National Treasury. Don't want your medical benefits, because it was an honor to serve my country.
Yeah.
Back to the dreaded Federal Reserve. If we had these representation that was worth their salt, we wouldn't even have this private cabal. We all know this private bank's destroying our country too. Time for a full audit. Time for a full prison term for this unfederal institution's employees. Audit it, end it, bring back Glass-Steagall.
Yeah.
I know you're all waiting. When is this guy going to stop talking? We want Jordan Page. I got to give my thank yous, number 1, to Kathy and Tom, who've helped me out. To Guy McClendon, who encouraged me to get into politics. To Chip, that was up here, that actually gave me some time on a mainstream radio show. I do all the blog talks. I love those. That's why I hate CISPA. That'll go away. They're going after everybody. And the most person I'd like to thank is Dr. Ron Paul, because he woke me up. He cured my apathy.
Yeah.
I was writing this speech, and I took a break and talking to my wife, and she inspired me, and it's because of her I'm standing up there. She's a saint. She's put up with having no time with me because I work 12 to 14 hours a day. Then I get out on campaign. She inspires me. She's my love, my life. What I say is a little note she inspired me with, and I'm going to leave you with that before we get on with Jordan Page rocking the stage. I am not afraid to speak the truth. I am not afraid of the elite. I am not afraid of the haters. Go ahead, keep kicking me because it only makes me stronger. I'm not afraid to die trying to pull this country out of the gutter. I am not afraid of the hard work and the uphill battle that is ahead of me. If I ever stop fighting for freedom and liberty, it's because I'm dead. Stop being afraid to vote your principles. Give up the two-party dictatorship. Stand up!
Mine turned off. I ran out of memory.
Okay, now we've got the entertainment for the evening, although I thought that was pretty entertaining myself. We have Jordan Page. Let me tell you a little bit about Jordan Page. He is opened as a musical entertainment for Ron Paul 12 times. He's probably the most popular, and in fact the Washington Post named him the most popular musical artist of the Libertarian movement. He's performed more than 100 Liberty concerts. He's been on Freedom Watch performing with Judge Napolitano, and he's opened for Judge Napolitano 3 times. He's big in the Fed, anti-war movement, and campaign for liberty. And he's here to help out Steve and Zach and Liberty tonight again. So please welcome Jordan Page.
Tell us how you feel next time.
Howdy, folks.
William, put this on him. I'm trying to get my camera going. I know, probably.
I gotta reconfigure the stage here for a minute. You just hang with me.
Can you turn it off for now?
Hi, Lori.
Can you turn it off for now?
Yeah.
He's still fixing the stage.
Yeah.